America spends 4.6 trillion on healthcare every year, and that's bigger than the fourth largest GDP in the world. Yet we rank 37th in global health. One in every $4 goes to type 2 diabetes alone, a disease that's 100% preventable and reversible. So America is sicker than ever. Hospitals are overflowing, but it's not just the flu or a virus. It's something far more rampant. You step outside and it's everywhere. And honestly, that's where communities like the Steak and Butter Gang come in. These aren't just diet enthusiasts. They're a movement of real people reclaiming what real food is supposed to be: nutrient-dense, unprocessed, and unapologetically satisfying. They gather online, in kitchens, and around tables, sharing recipes, tips, and protecting each other from the biggest con in human history, the modern food industry. But here's the problem. Spreading the word takes time. Social media posts, forums, podcasts, they do help, but they move at a crawl compared to the scale of this problem. Meanwhile, the people in power, the regulators, food giants, and pharmaceutical titans have the ability to flip the script almost overnight, but they don't. That is why grassroots movements aren't enough on their own. Enter RFK Jr. He's taking that fight to a national level with the MAHA movement, Make America Healthy Again. And at the forefront of this effort, he's targeting 9 specific foods that have quietly been sabotaging our health for decades. And here's the shocker. 4 of the 9 foods RFK Jr. is targeting are meat-based, but there's a reason for it. So in this video, I'm breaking down those 4 carnivore foods, why they're on the list, and most importantly, showing you the healthier nutrient-packed swaps that lets you thrive on carnivore without compromising your health. The first carnivore food that he is looking to get rid of is cheese, specifically American cheese. Now don't get it twisted, it looks like cheese, but it's barely even cheese. It's loaded with emulsifiers, preservatives, seed oils, and artificial coloring. It is ultra-processed dairy, which means it can trigger inflammation, disrupt our gut, and pack in fake nutrients our bodies cannot even use. And here's the biggest kicker. It's not just adults eating this stuff. It's our kids as well. Right now, 74% of American children consume some form of cheese on any given day. Meanwhile, ultra-processed foods now account for roughly 62% of kids' daily calories. And ultra-processed dairy, think American cheese, flavored yogurts, and milk products, now make up 44% of ultra-processed foods in some kids' diets. That is almost half of all processed foods our kids are eating. And it's not just empty calories. These foods are tied to inflammation, gut disruption, and fake nutrients your body cannot even use, causing measurable negative effects in just 3 weeks. And honestly, you're going to feel those impacts long before they show up on your blood work. This is really personal for me because I know firsthand that childhood eating patterns are sticky. Kids who eat ultra-processed foods early, they are 9 times more likely to keep eating them later in childhood. When I was little, I was fed McDonald's, Taco Bell, Burger King, Doritos, chips, all the fast food. Smuckers was my daily breakfast. My mom didn't know better. She was raising 4 kids alone. But because I ate such junk and such seed oil and refined sugar-laden foods ever since I was a kid, I developed eczema and psoriasis for as long as I can remember. Even my little brother, he's now 16, but I watched him practically live on those bright orange cheese slices, Kraft macaroni and cheese, ultra-processed foods. At first, I thought it was harmless. He loved them, and honestly, it was convenient. But over the years, I have noticed he instinctively reaches for processed foods, processed snacks, processed cheesy snacks over real whole foods. And even though he still says one of his favorite foods is cheese, he's almost always referring to processed cheese dips, macaroni and cheese. So when you hand a child a slice of American cheese, you're handing them more than a snack. You are handing them a habit that could stick for life. Now, a better swap would be any organic cheese or any grass-fed cheese because there's no additives or emulsifiers. And honestly, they taste so much better because of that. If you love tangy cheeses, goat or sheep milk cheese are gonna be great for you. But no matter the source, choosing real minimally processed cheese will always be easier on your gut and have way less inflammatory proteins and are richer in the beneficial fats our bodies need. But the best swap you can make here is going for raw cheese. So when you're shopping for raw dairy at conventional stores like Costco, Whole Foods, or even Sprouts, Ralph's, Kroger's, just remember to read the ingredients list. Now let's talk about the second carnivore food he is looking to ban because unlike American cheese, this one is not some plastic wrapped imposter. This carnivore food actually looks clean, natural, even indistinguishable. You'll see it in coffee shops, fitness recipes, and health influencer meal plans marketed as pure protein. But when you peel back the label, what you'll really find is a lab-engineered product stripped of its natural enzymes, laced with fillers and denatured to the point where your body barely recognizes it. It's milk, and specifically low-fat milk. Now, this is where RFK Jr. really flips the narrative because, unlike most unconventional health officials, he actually supports raw, full fat milk. His goal is to ease restrictions on raw milk sales. Yes, and phase out the fake industrialized versions we've all been told is healthy. So, why is he aiming to ban low fat milk and bring back raw? Simple. Raw milk still contains everything nature intended, the live enzymes, fat-soluble vitamins, and probiotics that actually help our body digest and absorb the nutrients. These are the exact components that get destroyed during pasteurization, the process that's supposed to make milk safe, but in reality leaves it sterile and stripped of its nutrients. Low-fat milk, the version pushed as heart-healthy and clean, is anything but. It's fortified with synthetic vitamins to replace what was lost in processing and often loaded with added sugar to make up for the flavor that disappears when you remove the fat. And that doesn't apply to just your glass of low-fat milk. It's also your low-fat yogurt, your fat-free Greek yogurt, your light dairy staples, and basically anything that is a low-fat, low-calorie, heart-healthy. So this all started in the late 1970s when the low-fat craze exploded. But it also happens to be the same decade where obesity rates began to skyrocket. The same decade that heart disease, cancer, and diabetes surged across the country. You can call that a coincidence or not. For me, I'll always choose the real deal. Raw milk. It's got all the enzymes and microbes that actually work with your body instead of against it. But still, a lot of people get freaked out by the word raw and still don't know if it's completely safe, especially if you've never had it before. So the short answer is anything raw. Raw milk, raw dairy, raw butter, raw cheese, it is in fact safe, but as long as you get it from the right place. The risk of contamination comes from unsanitary conditions, not from the milk itself. And here's the key. Just like the raw cheese situation I covered, you're going to want to avoid raw milk from industrial or factory farms. When cows are healthy, grass-fed, and raised in clean environments, raw milk is one of the most nutrient-dense, enzyme-active foods on the planet, something your great-grandparents drank every day without fear. Choose organic, regenerative, or local farms and visit them. Talk to the farmers, call them up, ask how they treat their cows. And if you can't go in person, just ask for photos or videos. A truly good farmer will proudly show you their operation. So, I am Steak and Butter Gal. One of the words in my handle is a dairy food. So I have a lot of experience and I have done a lot of troubleshooting, and I have learned that raw unpasteurized dairy versus pasteurized store-bought dairy really makes a difference. When I eat raw unpasteurized dairy, whether it's raw butter, raw cheese, raw milk, raw yogurt, raw cottage cheese, my favorite, I notice that I absolutely do have no bloat, no inflammation, no indigestion, no issues whatsoever breaking down and absorbing those amazing raw dairy foods. The moment I switch to pasteurized dairy, immediate bloat, immediate gas, immediate constipation even, and I immediately hold water weight overall in my body. So let me just share the best way to find raw dairy near you. It's always going to be better than pasteurized dairy. Go to realmilk.com, which I will make sure to link down below as well. Enter your location and you will see all of the local dairy farms near you that can sell you raw dairy. Even if it's illegal in your states, you can in fact find raw dairy farms and sources near you, or even co-ops. So check out that website. I have a second option that guarantees raw dairy shipped to your door, and it is Miller's Bio Farm. I discovered them around April of this year, just a couple months ago. Miller's Bio Farm has this secret loophole that allows them to ship to all states, and that is by labeling it for cats and dogs, as you can see on screen. And I'm going to just pull my favorites right now so you can see what they look like. This right here has been my favorite beverage of all time. I've been drinking raw kefir for the past 3 years now, and I've been working out more. So when I drink this, I just feel like I'm replenishing my energy that I expended during my difficult workouts. If there's anything I recommend from Miller's, it's going to be this raw butter. They have the best tasting butter I have ever tasted. It is so nutrient dense. A2A2 raw cream, the highest quality you can get, and salt if you get the salted version, but they have unsalted as well. So Miller's Bio Farm is now my one and only source. I'm lazy. When I find a source that delivers high quality and delicious carnivore staples, I just stick with them. and I want to support them and I want to share about them. So I'm sharing it with you guys, my community. If they sell out, they sell out, but I'll make sure to link them down below and provide my discount code. The third carnivore food RFK is looking to target and get rid of is farmed salmon. And honestly, I'd avoid farm meats in general, whether it's salmon, poultry, pork, chicken, because no matter the animal, they all share one thing in common, a completely unnatural diet. In the wild, animals get their nutrients from what nature intended: grass, bugs, smaller fish, clean water, and real food. But on industrial farms, they're fed cheap, inflammatory feed made from grains, soy, and seed oils that are high in omega-6 fats. That imbalance doesn't just change their health, it changes yours as well. So instead of getting clean anti-inflammatory omega-3s, you're eating meat overloaded with omega-6s that promote inflammation and disrupt hormones. But of all the farmed animals, salmon might be the worst for two reasons. Reason number one, farmed salmon contains up to 16 times more PCBs than wild-caught salmon. PCBs, or polychlorinate biphenyls, are industrial chemicals long banned for being carcinogenic. These toxins accumulate in fat. And in fact, there is a major Norwegian study that already linked farm salmon consumption to higher risks of cancer and metabolic disease. That is really bad, but honestly not as gross as my second reason why farm salmon is just a chemical bomb you're going to avoid eating from now on. And that second reason is all about that beautiful pink color everyone associates with healthy farm salmon. It's actually fake. Farmed salmon flesh is actually supposed to be a dull gray, and it's because they're missing a key compound found in their natural diet, astaxanthin, a red-orange antioxidant pigment, the same pigment that makes flamingos pink. And it's not just for looks. Astaxanthin also acts as a potent antioxidant that protects the fish and you, by eating it, from oxidative stress. In the wild, salmon get their beautiful pink hue from eating krill. But farmed salmon don't eat shrimp or krill. They're fed a processed diet of corns, soy, grains, and fish meal, all cheap, unnatural feed with zero astaxanthin. Without that pigment, their flesh turns a pale grayish beige color that most consumers would find unappetizing. So to fix that, these fish farms add synthetic astaxanthin derived from petrochemicals or genetically modified yeast to the feed, literally coloring the fish from the inside out so it looks like wild salmon. And to keep these fish alive in overcrowded pens, they're dosed with antibiotics that end up in your system and kills all of your good bacteria. These are the same beneficial bacteria that protect your immunity, your digestion, and even your mood. The obvious alternative here is to opt only for wild-caught salmon. And even if you're not on a strict carnivore diet and just having a lot of salmon in your diet, always look at the ingredients list and make sure it says wild-caught salmon. We do not want to see any words used in terms of the words farmed. Usually, Alaskan sockeye salmon is wild caught, and in general, you should always choose wild caught seafood. My favorite way to enjoy wild caught seafood is either raw, sashimi style, or tossed straight into the air fryer and crisped to perfection. You may have noticed how much I use my air fryer day to day. Getting an amazing air fryer has been one of the best investments I've personally made for my carnivore journey, and one of my top recommendations for carnivores of every level. I've pretty much been relying on this air fryer to cook all of my daily meals because literally all I have to do is set it and forget it. And after I'm done eating, I literally take the tray out and I put it in my dishwasher and it's squeaky clean and ready to go the next day. It is so easy to use because it can pretty much cook any kind of meat to any temperature that you want. It looks great, and most importantly, it is FDA certified PFOA and PFOS free. Tastee also launched their brand new ceramic version of the air fryer with some exciting upgrades to take your cooking to the next level. Now you can say goodbye to sticky situations for good, because with the naturally non-stick ceramic coating, honestly, sometimes I won't even need to wash it in the dishwasher. All the grease and oil slides right off with a paper towel. The ceramic coating also boosts the overall durability of the air fryer, so you can trust that your new sous chef is going to perform at its best for years to come. You guys can check it out by using my code SBGAL for a special discount plus Tastee's extras like an extended warranty. Now, I get it. Wild-caught seafood is often significantly more expensive than farmed options, and that can make it feel out of reach for many carnivores. So, a quick tip. The frozen aisle in Costco has wild-caught seafood at a much more reasonable price, making it one of the best ways to get quality wild-caught fish without breaking the bank. But here's the truth. If you cannot afford it, just don't force it. The main reason we reach for seafood isn't just because it tastes amazing. It's because it's rich with micronutrients, essential omega-3s, and key electrolytes. And there are other ways to get these same benefits without having to splurge on fresh or frozen wild-caught seafood. My top recommendation for you if you're on a tight budget who still wants to enjoy the benefits of seafood is wild-caught sardines. They have all the nutrition wild-caught salmon and all the wild-caught seafoods that are expensive gives you, but at a fraction of the price. I highly recommend checking out my recent sardine video because it covers everything you need to know to get the maximum health benefits. The last carnivore food RFK is targeting is deli meat, basically the lunch meats that end up in kids' lunchboxes and pre-packed cured meats. Most of the deli meat we grab off the shelf is packed with preservatives like sodium nitrite and nitrates to keep it pink and fresh looking. When we digest those preservatives, they're converted to a class of carcinogens that have been officially classified as a group 1 carcinogen, the same category as tobacco. And I get it, I know that there is a lot of debate online over nitrates in meat with valid points on both sides. Some saying nitrates are harmless, they don't matter, they're totally fine to eat, and others saying that nitrates can be harmful. My approach is simple. When it comes to what you feed yourself and your family, less on the label is always better. So cooking your own whole meat is the obvious swap here. But also, I get so many questions all the time from you, especially my members in the Steak and Butter Gang, about travel-friendly alternatives. Since one of the biggest advantages of deli meat is being able to take them anywhere, on the go, or even just for the flavor and variety to keep carnivore exciting. So it's frustrating that healthy options are just so hard to find. Hard-boiled eggs are one of my favorites. Sticks of butter, frozen, are also one of my favorites. And I pack it frozen because then it lasts longer when I'm traveling. There are also lots of great minimally processed jerkies and bars that I love. There are actually a lot of carnivore-friendly brands now that are family-owned by carnivores themselves, which I will always make sure to link down below, shout them out, and give them credit. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts. Are there any other carnivore-friendly foods or strategies you think I missed? Drop your thoughts, knowledge, ideas, or personal favorites down below in the comments so we can all learn from each other. And my final thought to wrap up is that RFK's Maha movement and his proposed food bans aren't really about politics at all. It's about biology. Your cells do not see red or blue. They see nutrients or toxins. And the fact that we're spending $1 trillion of taxpayer money on diseases that are 100% preventable and reversible with lifestyle changes is absolutely mind-blowing when you think about it. It's clear that small, consistent daily habits can literally save your life. From diet to sleep to recovery, every choice compounds over time. And that's why I prioritize not just what I eat, but how I support my body in every other way, from light exposure to skin health. So this last thing that I really want to shout out that I have been incorporating every single day in my daily health routine is wearing blue light blocking glasses. These are the ones that I love. I basically wear these red ones whenever it's dark outside. So the moment it gets dark, I pop the red ones on, especially if I'm watching TV, I'm working on my phone, I'm editing iMovie on my laptop, I'm hosting meetings on Zoom. I'm wearing the red blue blockers the moment it gets dark outside. Why? Because the red color in the blue blockers block the harsh blue light from affecting our melatonin production. This is important because we want our body to naturally produce melatonin so that when it's time for bed, our bodies can actually feel sleepy, unwind, and fall asleep. So the more you are on top of your sleep routine, your daily habits, the more you can get into the flow of waking up early, eating healthy, maintaining that energy, and sleeping early. This by far is the most important pillar that gives you the most benefits and life-changing healing. And for all of my ladies who are watching who want that extra boost in skin glow, and trust me, I see your comments. I see a lot of you guys asking, what do I use on my skin? What is my skincare? How do I get that glow? Let me share with you this red light mask that I use every single night. Do I think this is a necessary purchase if you just want to heal your skin and have clear skin? Definitely not. You do not need to be buying this. You do not need to be spending a single penny on anything besides high-fat carnivore foods. That is the only thing that worked for me with my cystic acne journey, and this is just the cherry on top. It's like a little accessory for that extra boost of glow, for that extra even skin tone, and for that extra deep calming. This comes with a little remote. It's detachable so that you can charge it and pack it more compact when flying, and you plug it in and it starts the red light mask. So you turn it on, you can see how bright red this is. You can even adjust how bright you want the redness, low, medium, high. You can also adjust if you want the red light on or just the near infrared, which are two different lights that you can benefit from. And you can also adjust the timing. So I do 30 minutes per day, but you can adjust 15, 20, 25, 30. And I do this 30 minutes every night. It's my me time. It's my unwind time and my ritual now, and I really enjoy it. The benefits that I personally see in my skin with this red light mask is just this deep calming effect. So if I'm flying a lot and I'm just constantly in dry AC or dry heaters, it dries out my skin and it irritates my skin because I still to this day have very sensitive acne prone skin. But because I take care of it inside out from my healthy diet, high fat carnivore, my skin has been the healthiest it's ever been. But when it is a little bit irritated and dry from all the traveling, I use this and it calms it down, it rejuvenates it, and it gives me the glow back. So all of the biohacking products that I use every day, I will make sure to link down below as always with my discount code SBGAL. And with the holidays coming up, all of these biohacking things would make such beautiful and thoughtful gifts for friends, family, and coworkers. So highly recommend. Anyways, that's all for today. I want to thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel and content. Make sure you stay subscribed to my channel to not miss my next video, and I hope to see you in my next one. SBG out.